If you're watching, Dr. Charles Adamian Christ also watching us now. Dr. Charles, welcome on board. He says
that's my friend.
It's a words in the book, good job. He's looking at us and making comments.
Yeah.
Now, if you are watching or you just started watching us, we are talking to our brother here, Bolutife Oluwadele, the village boy, he calls himself.
Thank you.
Who's written an excellent book, a compendium of, a very historical perspective, intellectual, projections, things that we need to do to elevate ourselves as, leaders. And I crave your indulgence. Get a copy of this book. It's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon. Yeah.
Yes, get one. You'll be glad you did. You'll be glad. I've read through the book. I haven't finished it yet, but so far it's very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. We need more books like that. People who have the capacity to write, place, engage your pen. That prolific pen that you have in your hand, put it to good use. It will better mankind. Now, Bolu, let's talk about how, as a people, how can we move forward, change certain things in because we cannot expect to have anything change if we don't change our thought process, our outlook on life, how we perceive things. The same people that we talk about corruption, we are the same people that perpetrate corruptions. We talk about corruption and then perpetrate the same corruptive ideas because I want you to do a favor for me. When I got out of university, I do a lot of, talking with, embassies and blah, blah, blah. So I talked to the Ghana High Commissioner. And Ghana had, at that time, started manufacturing juices and stuff, canned, packaging them very nicely. Pure orange mango juice, pineapple, what have you. And I tested one for the very first and I was so impressed. I took it upon myself as a businessman to promote this business. So I called the Ghana High Commissioner. I made an arrangement with them. I made arrangement with, our big retail stores here to put the stuff here. The High Commissioner flew from Ottawa, came, I booked an appointment. We went and told these people. I said, wow. And I gave them a sample of it. They tested it and they were so impressed. And because of the exchange rate, the price was very, very low. So the idea was to market it massively because it's very cost effective for them to do that. And if they put in, let's say, a superstore, look at all, they will take like containers, create so many employment. We went through that. And then I called I was then in university. I called the head of the GIHOC, the company manufacturing distance, the one with Dr. Ayensu or whatever. And I told him what I had done, and I've met with the High Commissioner, we've done this. We're already creating a market for you. You don't have to go do that. So plug and play, boom, the money. The first thing he asked me was, so what is the need for me? It hit me like a ton of brick. Because my mind was, when you have a business like this, you have to pay people, outsource it, how to get connection to market the product. And it's not easy to get your product to be put in like Superstore. They put a stand for you. No. So if somebody outside is already doing this, and the people, what they told us, the committee told us was that, within part of the High Commissioner, that their only problem would be if they give us the concession and we can't supply the product. Because they would want to order like 20, 30, 40 containers every week to distribute to every place. And I said, wow, this is massive. So I thought it's a way they can do it. But then he wants $250,000 US for himself upfront. Where would I get that kind of money? And because of that thievery and, narrow-mindedness, the whole thing fell through. So now, the question I'm putting to you, put yourself in as a consultant. You have an issue like this. How would you solve them, or give us some ideas?
Well, thank you so very much. Like you rightly said, we have to change our mindset. We have to think differently from what we used to think. Because we have to think in terms of long term.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the benefit for us? We have to move from me to us. What is the benefit for our community? What is the benefit for our country? What is the benefit for our continent? And not what is the benefit for me. Because, you see, that is the problem of short-sightedness. The guy that is asking for $250,000, whatever upfront, if this people, scale through, in 1-2 years, he can make $1 million.
Exactly.
Because by virtue of just simple commission, he's going to make more money. And he can make that more money for a long time. Again, think about the multiplier effect of more people that be engaged, more raw materials, even back to the farmer. The farmer may have to upscale. The transporter may get more regular. The shipping company. Look at the value chain.
The value chain.
But the guy who was looking for $250,000 US dollar for his pocket didn't think about all this.
No.
So I think it is our mindset. We have to change our mindset. We have to move that, okay, it's either I get this in or no, or it doesn't work. Or then, okay, both and, in which case, more people can benefit from it. So it is our mindset. It's our moral, our value system has to change. I don't know whether government is capable of doing that. I would say it has to start from the family, if it is possible. But again, families, there's a lot of this dysfunctional in the family these days. So we have to go back to our old traditional family system, our communality, where in those when we are grown up in the village, if you misbehave, every adult can reprimand you.
Yes.
Some will even flog you to your father's house, and your father will take over from the flogging from there. Yeah, the modern time we will call that child abuse, but again, all those things help many of us. You can't insult your elders and just come back home and tell your parent that you insulted him. Oh, you are going to be disciplined for it. So we have to, like in 1984, the military came with the war against discipline in Nigeria, for instance. It was a bit brutal. It was a bit dehumanizing. But then, the problems that we have in discipline up to now, maybe we have to look at alternative means of managing discipline without dehumanizing ourselves. Again, we have to have respect, for human dignity. We don't seem to respect people. You are not in power. Nobody respects you. Don't have money. Nobody respects you. So we have to go to beyond individual thinking to collective thinking towards achieving common good. Then we have to think in respect of greater goods for more people, for greater people, greater good for greater people. Yes. So without even necessarily talking about utopian, there are things that even in the olden days, I told people when I was going to high school, as we call it here. My school is, is situated between two towns, and we trek about 2 kilometers thereabout. So we have farmers who put sugarcane on the road, and they label it 1 kobo, 2 kobo. As we were teenagers, as terrible as teenagers could be, we weren't stealing those things. When you pick one, you drop your money. The few rascals among us who try to steal, we always catch them, and we give them some justice. It will not be the nice justice. So I think we have to find a way of reinventing our thinking ability to develop an idea where we now begin to look for one another. When I'm looking out for you as a brother, I don't want to take decisions that will jeopardize your interest. I don't want to think only about me and my family alone. Even within the family, you even see some, you favor one person against the other. All those things we have to change. It's not that, as you rightly observe, the white man is more corrupt than the black man, because they even teach us most of this thing. They taught us most of the corrupt practices. But they are able to build up a society where the basic things are addressed, at least for the common man. When you say you are a common man here in Canada, for instance, you know that you are tell the basic things of life. You can live in every part of the country. You have access to electricity, to internet, to everything. If you don't want to live in big city, you can make that choice. But back in Africa, it's different. It's not the same thing. We don't focus on those who are vulnerable among us. We see them, we degrade them, we disrespect them, we think they are less human. Those thinking has to change. Our mindset has to change. But it has to start with me. It has to start with the individuals. Then this kind of conversation should continue until at a larger scale. People should be able to speak. We should not just be complaining in our side, within our closet. People should come out and talk, and not just talk and walk the talk. Not just, like you rightly observed, everybody talk of corruption, but nobody, you sometimes ask, who is corrupt? Is it goes that is corrupt in Africa? You even see people that is very corrupt, we still be telling you other people about corruption. Then we ask ourselves, who actually is corrupt? Who? Nobody will say it's corrupt, but we know that it's corruption. But by who? So our mindset has to change.